Right now, recovery efforts continue in the Potomac River following last night's deadly crash. At least 28 bodies have been pulled from that water so far.
And now dive teams are searching for the remaining bodies and pulling as much plane debris they can find to help with the investigation. Amanda Callahan is your reporter live in East Hartford after speaking with a dive team member about what conditions they're facing in D.C. right now. Amanda.
Well, Mark and Erin, this gear here behind me, a dry suit, an air tank, a mask, and these fins is nearly identical to the gear that those divers in D.C. are wearing as those recovery efforts are still ongoing.
They're going to be confronted with obviously cold water, dark water, and entanglement hazards.
Woody Tinsley is the training officer for the Capital Region Emergency Services Dive Team here in Connecticut. He's a member of the East Hartford Dive Team, but their CREST team includes divers from South Windsor, Hartford, Vernon, Glastonbury, among others.
Typically, we can be assembled and ready to dive within 10 minutes of being on a scene.
You need 6 divers for a safe operation, and suiting up includes several items.
All divers on dive teams use what we call pony bottles. This provides us a completely redundant air system.
With 15 years of experience on the East Hartford team, Tinsley has an idea of what divers are facing in the Potomac River searching for remains and debris after Wednesday's deadly plane crash.
Everything creates a challenge. Current, tide, temperature, wind, visibility is certainly a challenge.
Tinsley says because the Potomac is such an old river, there's centuries of debris making the operation even more difficult. With the current temperature of the water, rescue efforts turn to recovery efforts very quickly.
It creates a significant risk of hypothermia very quickly, especially in a submerged environment.
But it's more than just bodies that divers are looking out for to have a successful mission.
I imagine they are likely recovering any item of debris, any piece of the plane they can, because the NTSB is going to launch their investigation, and that will include reassembling as much of the plane as possible, so every piece counts.
Now, Tinsley said it's typically up to the incident commander as to how long these recovery efforts go on for, but for a situation of this extent, it could be up to a few weeks. Your reporter live in East Hartford, Amanda Callahan, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.